Clinton Miner here from Sawtooth Bushcraft. I want to do a little follow-up video about the trauma kit that we talked about before. My trauma kit has the basics in it that we talked about in that previous video. The tourniquet, the compression bandages for severe injuries, again a trauma. But in that trauma kit, as I said in that video, I also carry a small first aid kit. And I keep them together because it's just natural that these types of things be together. They don't get in the way. This doesn't get in the way. It is small, compact, but has some of the essentials of what I'm constantly causing myself while I'm out in the woods. So, or in an emergency situation. This is a kit that's sold by Coleman. You can typically buy it at almost anywhere where they sell any kind of outdoor equipment, including Rite Aid, even Walgreens. Certainly can get it at Walmart. And I'm going to put a link in this to Amazon. Again, as an Amazon affiliate, if you click on that, helps my channel out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything different than what you'd pay, and you're paying for it secured, so I don't have any information about what you've purchased or your personal information. This kit starts off with this nice tin. It has a coverage of most of the things that I'll need on a regular basis. I usually put a Ranger band on it. A Ranger band is really just a piece of a bicycle inner tube. I buy those quite often at secondhand stores and then cut them up. An ulu knife is a really great way to cut those. It has the tin that comes with the first aid kit, and then it has a number of contents, Band-Aids, antiseptic wipes, sting aids, some of those kinds of things. It's great to have, great little resource, and provides me with a place that as I use those Band-Aids, as I find other things that I may need on the trail, I may need in an emergency situation, I can add it to this tin. There's enough room that you can put some additional things in. I'm going to talk a little bit about those. So we're going to go ahead and open it up. And the first thing I have in there, and I keep it as the first thing, is Celox. It's a hemostat agent. It's a clotting agent. This is something that you can put into a wound that has an immediate reaction with your blood and your tissue to help clot your blood. Typically, I'd have a couple of these in here. I didn't put the extra one in, but having these, especially in combination with the things that are in the trauma kit, can be very helpful. The typical approach is you attempt pressure. If pressure doesn't slow down the bleeding to the point that then there's clotting, then you can use these clotting agents. This is one of the smaller packages. It's something that I can put into a pretty substantial wound, but is limited. You can also purchase larger packages. You can purchase some of these in syringe form, so you can shoot it into, say, a puncture wound. A couple of these will take care of a pretty substantial wound. That's in addition to my first aid kit put together by Coleman. I'll put a link not only to the first aid kit but to the Celox where you can buy that. Next thing I have is I buy packages of these individual use Neosporin. Neosporin is some kind of a pain agent. This is Neosporin. I like these because you're not worrying about a tube coming open and squirting all over. It's an individual use, so you're not worried about germs from the last time you used it. Great product. I have a couple of those that I've added to the mix. The next thing I have is liquid skin. And quite frankly, I think what this is very, very similar to super glue. It is a kind of a liquid Band-Aid that you can put over the top of abrasions, cuts, where you're starting to develop a blister. I get this at the dollar store. I'll also put a link to a similar product in the description below, but a very valuable thing to have in this. I'm going to do another video specific to super glue and its trail uses for first aid type issues, but a great product. Again, this cost $1, fairly expensive for the amount you get, but something that is specifically made for first aid issues and that that fits easily in this. Again, I've put these additional items into the first aid kit that came from Coleman, and I actually have quite a bit of room left that I could put more. Coleman actually then provides me with a couple of packets of Sting Aid. This is the post bee sting, post stinging nettle agent that you can put on a on the area to calm down the effect of that sting. They also provide a couple of towelettes. Looks like 3 of those towelettes that are antibacterial, antimicrobial. There is a one-sided razor blade in there for cutting away clothing, those types of things. Some additional triple antibiotic, which is essentially the Neosporin. A small and a large safety pin. Very valuable in those kinds of situations if you're doing a makeshift bandage for a large area. There are, looks like 6 fairly large bandages and 2 fingertip bandages, a kind that are kind of an H shape so you can put them over the end of a finger. A couple of butterfly bandages, a couple of spot bandages, and then 4 of the very smallest size bandages. So with this, you can see that I have all of the little nicks and cuts when I'm carving, when I'm cutting stuff up, when I'm batoning. For some reason, I invariably end up with a cut on one of my fingers or on my hand. This provides me with something that I can deal with that cut, make sure that it's clean, make sure that it is treated with an antibiotic, and also make sure that it's covered so that A, I'm not bleeding all over everything, and B, I'm keeping the junk out of it. A nice little first aid kit. Once again, with all of my videos, I ask you, as you see what's here, look at the size of this tin and realize that I've got some room for some additional items. I'd ask you to provide me with your suggestions on additional things that I have either in this first aid kit or in addition in my trauma kit that goes on. I know there's one other thing that we're going to talk about for the trauma kit in a future video, and that is I did not have any personal protection devices in here. I don't have any gloves. I don't have any masks. I don't have any of those types of things. We will do another video to cover that, and look forward to sharing that with you in the future. So, folks, once again, I appreciate your support in this channel. I appreciate your watching these videos. I appreciate what you've done for me to help me to grow this channel so quickly. I want to share with you once again that this is a learning process for me, that as I'm presenting these things to you, I am researching and learning so that I can grow my knowledge as I share it with you. Again, I ask you very sincerely, if you have comments, questions, suggestions, please share those in the comments section of this video. If you have the opportunity, like the video. More importantly, if you have not subscribed already, please subscribe. Share these videos with your friends and ask them to subscribe so we can build this channel, we can grow it, and I can continue to provide you with this content. Again, Clinton Miner from Sawtooth Bushcraft. Remember, if you're prepared, you're never really lost. Thank you.